All right, today we're going to turn back the clock for a really unique kind of adventure. We're not just going to look at some old history now. We're going to experience an incredible journey that's been almost completely forgotten. So let's set the scene. Okay, so I want you to imagine something. You're a traveler, maybe from the cold north, and you're looking for a winter escape that's unlike anything else. The year is 1875, and you've started hearing these whispers about an otherworldly Florida, a wild, untamed place that feels like stepping onto another planet. Now, forget everything you know about Florida today. No theme parks, no highways. This is a journey right into the heart of a lost wilderness. So, what made this particular moment in time so special? Well, we're diving right into what historians call Florida's golden age of tourism, and it was this brief but totally spectacular window when the state's wildest secrets first opened up to the outside world. Now, you have to remember, this was before the railroads crisscrossed the state. The absolute cutting-edge technology that made this golden age happen was the steamboat. It was literally the only way to get through this maze of rivers that were basically Florida's natural highways, and it was opening up this exotic wilderness for the very first time. You know, every great adventure has to start somewhere, and for our journey, that starting point is the St. Johns River. This was the main artery into Florida's interior, and this is where your whole perception of the world starts to shift. So, here's the game plan. Your trip kicks off in Jacksonville, where you'd get off a big ocean steamer. From there, you head south to a really crucial transfer hub called Palatka. Then the real adventure begins on the Ocklawaha River, which will take you to your final, absolutely stunning destination, Silver Springs. But don't get too comfortable, because this first leg of the trip is deceptively calm. I mean, it's beautiful, sure. You're on a big paddle wheel boat, cruising past these gorgeous orange groves. You cross the huge, breezy Lake George. It's all very scenic. But trust me, this is just the prelude. And then you get to Palatka. Now, this isn't just some pit stop. This is a total game changer. It's the point where the wide, easygoing river gives way to something way more mysterious, way more demanding. And it's going to require a completely different kind of boat. So at this bustling port, you say goodbye to that big, comfy steamer, and you board the Okie Humpky. And this thing, it was a legend. It was famously known as the Queen of the Ocklawaha, and it was engineered for one very specific, very treacherous purpose. So why swap boats? Well, just look at the difference here. The St. John steamer, that's like a cruise ship for a lake. Big, open, breezy. But the Ocklawaha River, that's a whole different beast. It's narrow, it's twisting, it's claustrophobic. You needed a smaller, tougher boat for what was basically a jungle expedition. And the OK Umke was an absolute marvel of specialized engineering. Check this out. Its paddle wheel was on the stern, the back, not on the sides, so it could make these incredibly sharp turns. It had a really shallow draft, so it skimmed just 3 feet over the riverbed and wouldn't get stuck. And those reinforced cabins? Oh yeah, they were essential because this boat was literally designed to push and scrape its way right through the jungle. The moment you enter the Ocklawaha, your whole world just closes in around you. The sunlight gets filtered out by this dense canopy of cypress trees, and the water turns this dark tea color from all the tannins in the leaves. Yeah, this was not a relaxing cruise anymore. This was an immersive, almost primal jungle journey. And get this, you were in some pretty famous company. Just imagine sitting on that deck, the same place where author Harriet Beecher Stowe and even President Ulysses S. Grant once sat. You'd hear that constant, unnerving scrape, scrape, scrape of cypress branches against the walls of the boat. You're watching the mossy banks, constantly on the lookout for the glint of an alligator's eye. What an experience. So after hours, sometimes even days of navigating this dark, winding maze, the boat makes one final turn. And then suddenly, everything changes. The claustrophobic jungle just opens up, and you arrive at the breathtaking reward for your very difficult journey. I mean, the transition is just jaw-dropping. One minute, you are in that dark, tea-colored water of the Ocklawaha, and the very next, it feels like your boat is floating on air. The murky river is completely gone, and it's been replaced by the unbelievable clarity of Silver Springs. And how pure are we talking? Get this, 99.8% pure. That is just astonishingly clear. You could see straight to the bottom, watching fish, turtles, the entire underwater world as if you were looking through a flawless piece of glass. This was the otherworldly destination they had risked it all for. But here's the crazy part. This magical world, this entire way of traveling, it was so incredibly fleeting. The technology that made it all possible was about to get completely overtaken by something newer, something faster, and, let's be honest, something far less romantic. This timeline really puts it all into perspective. Our journey, the one we've been on, took place in 1875. That was the absolute peak of this era. But just 6 years later, in 1881, the railroad reached nearby Ocala. And just like that, the long, adventurous riverboat journey, it wasn't necessary anymore. The golden age was over, almost as fast as it began. So this incredible steamboat journey, something that was once the absolute pinnacle of modern travel, is now basically a forgotten legend. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What parts of our world, the marvels we totally take for granted today, will become the forgotten journeys of tomorrow?